So guys, what's going on? Amir Khan training very hard for Billy Dib. The pictures are coming out, the training, there's obviously clips of him training. He's taking it very seriously. He's not taking it like most of you think, where he's just going to walk through Billy Dib and beat him comfortably. I think he's training very hard. And Virgil Hunter's always said that about Amir Khan, that when he's in camp, when he's training for a fight, he trains very, very hard. He's a good student of the game. Virgil Hunter's always said it's the life that Amir Khan lives outside the ring that's a problem. It's the life that, you know, he chooses to do while he's not got a fight and while he's not in preparation for a fight, which Virgil Hunter doesn't agree with. And I agree with him. When you're a fighter at the elite level, you need to be disciplined all the time. You need to be training all the time, like Mayweather, Pacquiao, you know, Canelo. It seems to me like these guys are never out of shape. They're always in good shape. They're always in good condition, which is really important if you want to stay at the top. You know, Ricky Hatton didn't last that long at the top. He had his fair share of time, but he wasn't able to last as long as Mayweather, Pacquiao, because those guys were like gym rats. They stayed in the gym. They were never out of shape. Ricky Hatton, we knew that Ricky Hatton never used to live the life. He used to balloon up in weight and then come down. He used to say it himself. So that never helps, and that results in you finishing quickly. Many people now believe Amir Khan is way past his best, and he's way past his best at the age of 32, when Pacquiao was probably hitting his prime at that age. And Amir Khan's already, you could say, looks completely like finished as a fighter at the elite level anyway. But it's unfortunate. It's probably the way you live your life. It's probably the way you treat your body. It's probably the way how hard you train. And it's probably also the knockouts that he suffered, which isn't gonna help, and also the long periods of layoff and inactivity that he's had, which is hurting big time. Because I even think when Mayweather and that was out, when he retired and he was out of boxing for a while, he kept himself sharp. I think he was out of boxing for about 2 years, but he kept himself active and he kept himself in the gym. Whereas I think Amir Khan was not doing much at that time. Although he says he was training, I don't think he was training at the intensity you need to be training for an elite level fighter. And I think that's what was his big downfall. And to be honest, I think a lot of you give Khan a lot of stick and a lot of hate, but I do think that you're not gonna, like, it's one of those things. If he was to fight somebody top and get beat, then you're gonna say, well, he's a bum, he loses to everybody. And when he fights someone like Billy Dib, you're saying, oh, well, he's fighting nobody, he's just fighting for money. You give him stick that way. So he's got in a no-win situation, because if he's going to fight an elite level guy, chances are he's going to come on short, because he's not the fighter that was when he was younger, right? Some of you have argued with me and I've gone back and forth with you on, I think some of you saying he's not a great fighter. That's your opinion. You don't have to think he's a great fighter. All right, you think he's a good fighter. He was a good fighter back in the day, fair enough. But even that good fighter was good enough to give some of these top fighters right now a good fight. So, you know, Madonna was also a good fighter. Zab Judah was also a good fighter. I believe Madonna in his prime would have given any welterweight current right now a tough fight and can't beat Madonna. So, you know, I think, and even Danny Garcia, who's a very good fighter, right? Great fighter, in my opinion, actually. Garcia, for me, is a great fighter. And Khan was beating him up until he got caught. So, you know, and he's a top fighter, Garcia. So, you know, at the end of that's what I mean. I think Khan in his heyday would have given any of these welterweights a good fight, you know. So I'm not saying he would have beaten all of them, but I'm saying he would have given them a good fight. I think he would have given Terence Crawford a lot harder fight than what Terence Crawford had fighting him at this point in his career. So sometimes, you know, the timing's not right, and I believe right now the timing's not right for Amir Khan. I think Amir Khan should look to pick and choose his fights correctly. You know, fighting guys like Crawford, Spence is just a step too far now. He needs to pick and choose the right opponents. He's getting a huge payday for Billy Dib. Maybe a fight with Pacquiao. Maybe a fight with Brook. These are the kind of fights he needs to look to make now, because even he'd be an underdog in those fights, but you know, at least they're more winnable than fighting guys like Spence and Crawford. You know, and also there'll be good paydays as well. Leave your thoughts, guys. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.